Good evening and welcome to the Poets Cafe, the art of conversation. It is where artists comes alive. The spoken word brings forth the inner creations of hidden treasures, expressing tones of lyrics felt within the soul, a vibration that brings stories untold. This platform represents artists of all backgrounds through various forms of expression, including writers, singers, spoken word, and artistic expressions in painting, literature, poetry, and a journey through life. Mystery seeks to bring new ideas and opportunities to the mind at all levels. Wherefore my time leaving tomorrow on the wings of yesterday, where birds fly higher than the mystery of dreams never knew. Why do mellow sounds ring silently without ever leaving memories of my lonely blues? We walk by the calls of nature, sing in harmony, pray for the love of the skies, and dance with the stars like a feminine ballerina, gazing across the stage in her soft-toed ballerina shoes. Welcome to the Artists of Poetry Cafe show, Poetically Speaking, hosted by Terry Benjamin and Ron C. McCRAY. As delighted as we are, we can't wait to embark on a new wave of presenting this platform to our audience. So, sit back and enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Now, let's get started.
Let's get started. If it's Thursday, it has to be Poetically Speaking, your favorite show here with your host, Terry Benjamin, and also Ronald C. McCRAY. Ron, again, it's been interesting. A lot of people have been subscribing to the program. I know it's definitely a result of what we've been doing. Just want to also let you know, audience, that our engineer today is Jeff. And, Ron, we've become very popular on TikTok. As a matter of fact, have a number of people who have been starting to watch the show. And I just want to give a shout out to them because I really appreciate them tuning in. And so, again, shout out to the following people. What's happening? Sylvia Carter. What's happening? Aretha Foster Bram. What's happening? Mary McDonald Swindell. What's happening? Benita Floyd Ward. What's happening? Richard Bogart. What's happening? Deborah Hunter. What's happening? Barbara Noel Uson. What's happening? Elliot Hale. What's happening? Ben Brantley. What's happening? Vera Bonzi. What's happening? Isu Canty. What's happening? Margaret Hines. What's happening? Elder Leroy Shoulders Jr. What's happening? Kenneth Washington. What's happening? Deborah Dozier. And what's happening? Patricia Stokes. And these are people who have been, watching us through TikTok. And again, I thank you. And today's agenda is find your passion, find your place, find your peace. And peace is P-E.A.C.E. And I'd like to break that down for our audience. Again, peace. P is for passion, E is for excellence, A is for attitude, and C is for creativity, and E is for expectation. And so you put that together, and it really is the three P's: passion, place, and peace. The quote of the day is from the Bible. And it says here, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of God." And that's Romans 12:2. Again, just letting you know that, we know the world is a crazy place to be at this time, but you know what? We don't have to be about that. We can renew our minds. We can look in a different direction. And so, again, we invite you to come with us this evening and hopefully learn from what we have to teach today. And also, we want to give you some food for thought. But as always, again, this is one of the favorite parts of the program for myself, because we have a poet in the house. We have a poet in resident, Mr. Ron C. McCRAY. And Ron, what do you have for us today?
Well, I like to start out this way. I like to start with the with the peace, but the E at the end. Expect. And this is what we expect from you.
Look out.
There is no excuses, right? So let me just say this in short. Expect you to regain consciousness of life. What is life to you?
Wow.
Because, first of all, I also like to give compliments and thank everyone who turn on our program, listen to us, and sit back and enjoy everything that we present to you.
Yes.
But it's you that inspires us to continue to do what we're doing. So, again, expect we expect you to get yourself together and remain and have some consciousness to what life has to offer. Because again, without life, nothing else matters. But while you are here, enjoy every moment of it. So once again, we thank you for chiming in and enjoying this moment. So let me read this.
Yes, yes.
This is out of one of my books, The Archaeological Cafe, discovering yourself, where poetry comes alive, unearthing hidden treasure deep within you. But I'd like to read the foreword that a dear friend of mine have put a spill on. Imagination, creativity, experience. These are the virtues that can make or break the quality of life we manifest at every age and stage of human development. After all, our imagination fuels our desire to be creative, and by using our creativity, we get to experience life more fully and freely. For me, this collection of poetic sketches by Ron McCray speaks to the heart of what it means to engage in life more fully and freely when we are unafraid to imagine, create, and experience it. My decades of practice as an educator allowed me to work with students from all walks of life and across this age span. Whether teaching in the classroom or serving as an administrator, I never tired of connecting with students who desire to use their imagination to create and experience a life that seeks to be full of zest and relatively free from stress. However, teaching students to be critical thinkers and free thinkers is no easy task. With a primary and secondary educational system that often steals the joy of learning from many young people, it can take many years before students fall in love with learning again. It is the loss of love for learning that led me to work with adults in the latter years of my career in education. I truly believe opportunities for community educations are so important to the rebirthing of the human spirit. Case in point, Ron chose to take an adult community education writing class I was teaching. I designed a course for adults who wanted to be more courageous in writing for school, work, and personal pleasure. For 3 weeks, we simply covered and learned how to imagine, create, and experience our lives through our words on paper. No grades, no pressure, no need to be perfect, just yourself. And this book is evidence of Ron McCray as a lifelong learner being himself. Within these pages are the imagining of one who is not afraid to think deeply about the Creator and creation, his willingness to explore divinity and human beings. Human invites the readers to step into a world of his imagination, where human frailties and human strength have the potential to work together for good and not evil, for love and not hate, for peace and not chaos. More importantly, Ron brings to the poetic page his willingness to be creative in sharing his life experiences. These experiences are filled with elder wisdom and insightful nuggets that help the readers to think more deeply about the circle of life and their place in it. As you delve into these human imagining these creative soul sketches and these heartfelt human experience, may you find the fearlessness to live your life more fully and freely too. In the Spirit of Life Learning by Dr. Terry S. Davis. And these are the things that we talk about. And I was inspired and impressed with her thoughts behind this. And believe me, she didn't just put it together. It was truly full and clear thought behind it, and a sincere thoughts behind all of that. That's what's important. And we talk about this on a regular basis, about helping each other create who you are within inside and bring it to life, no matter how you look at it. Creativity is what life is all about. but you can't find it if you sleep. You can't see it if you're deaf.
That's right.
And you can't hear it if you're blind. Now, that sounds like a riddle, but believe me, put those pieces together and turn them around, and you realize that, wait a minute, what did I miss? So again, thank you, and allow me to read this because I am thankful for that. And again, we always express these kind of thoughts with you, and we thank you for chiming in, and your comments are also equally important. So this way we know that we are tapping into you, and you are fully awake to hear, listen, and enjoy our program here on BKS1. Thank you.
Well, I tell you, boy, that Ford, I mean, when she said all those good things about you, maybe you want to read that book again for the third time. but again, it's so good when you can reach out to people who understand what you're trying to do. And so again, we talked about the 3 P's: passion, place, and peace. And I would like to add another P, and that's please. Please listen. Please listen to the poet. Please listen to what he has to say. Please also read between the lines, because sometimes poetry is not just what's being said, it's also what's being foreshadowed. And again, we want you to be positive. And in the introduction, he talks about being a lifelong learning. That is important, because I think, Ron, that I think that education is really a constant, and it's not just in the classroom. It's also in the people that you meet, in the books that you read. You have something else that you want to share for us?
I have something else, but I want to save this one for last. But I just like to ensure, because the song just came to me when you talk about please. Another song, please, please, darling, please.
James Brown. Please don't go.
So, yeah, right now, that's it. So we'll continue to move forward.
Well, again, we're going to come back to some more poetry, but I want to move a little. Well, again, I really want to move into an area that is really exciting, because we try to bring you guests that we know of. We try to bring you guests that we think have something to share that you might find of interest. And today we have a very special guest, and I'm going to allow our in-resident poet to introduce our very special guest.
Yes, as we always say, we always extend the opportunity by identifying our guests, whether it's a title or position, and we will respect it. But as we also indicated, and we always say all the time on this show, we always look at each other as brothers and sisters. So again, our guest, which is our sister, and I'll continue to go into it, but I'm allowing you to hear more about her bio. But nevertheless, at this time, our guest, her name is NAKIA SHERESE McCRAY. My daughter.
I said that last name, that sounds familiar.
And so, as we continue to move forward, allow her to tell you just who she is, a little bit about herself, and then we're going to come back for a lengthy conversation.
Yes.
Wow.
Who might you be?
Hi, thank you.
How you doing?
I appreciate this opportunity, and I feel honored and blessed to be a guest on Poetically Speaking on this evening. So, by the way, my name is NAKIA McCRAY. Again, I'm the daughter of Ronald McCRAY. And yes, I have a lengthy bio, but it's a good bio. So just to start, I am a realtor for the state of New Jersey as well as in North Carolina. I hold 2 licenses, and hope one day that I will transition to North Carolina, and where I can find my place of peace from all the noise in New Jersey. But outside that, I'm a substitute teacher by day, and I'm a residential assistant in the evening, as well as I'm a student as well, a lifelong learner. I am currently in King College pursuing my bachelor's degree in psychology, in which I'll be graduating on next May. So I'm very, very proud of myself and this accomplishment, as I've come a long way. It took a lot of, trials, tribulations, challenges, as support and encouragement from my dad and well as other family members. And, you go through life trying to find out who you are, figure things out on your own. but then you realize you don't have to figure everything out on your own, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you do, sometimes it makes your struggle a little harder, a little longer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Versus, speaking up and asking for that help and assistance, to help you move along a little quicker.
Mm-hmm.
So just a little bit, again, about the realtor side of me.
Yeah.
I obtained my license originally back in 2004,
Mm-hmm.
which was encouragement from a peer that I went to school with.
Okay.
She had obtained her license, and she told me, she was like, you should go for yours too.
Why not?
So I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, why not? So I went for the license. I took the course. It took me about 6 tries just to pass the state exam,
Mm-hmm.
but I was determined at that time. So I successfully did, but then I utilized it for some time, but then allowed it to lapse, and then it came back full circle
Mm-hmm.
in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized it's something that I really, really enjoy doing.
Mm-hmm.
So talking about passion, that is my passion.
Okay.
In spite of all the other job duties that I have taken on. So, so once I let it lapse, I end up going back. I retook the course, passed it on first try. So I've been licensed ever since 2014 or so. But I'm determined to hold on to it because I will make use of it,
Yeah.
and in hopes of becoming a full-blown investor, where I would have purchase and buy land, property, and be a developer.
That's beautiful. Now, in today's market, is real estate still a good investment?
Real estate is, I'm going to say this, real estate is always a good investment
Okay. Mm-hmm.
because there's always a return
Okay.
on that, right? So if you purchase a piece of property, you hold on to it for some time, it does accumulate value. It appreciates. It does not depreciate.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So to say, even in a bad market, even with a house that's in its worst condition, it's still worth something. So I always encourage anyone that I work with, sellers mainly, buyers mainly, because that was the my mass majority of population I would work with,
Okay.
to invest, buy, put the money into it. Whether you got to fix it up, renovate a kitchen, bathroom, it's yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then if you want to sell it in 5 to 10 years, you'll get your return. So it's always a good time. Whether it's a bad time, it's still a good time.
Yeah. But it's funny because you see all these HGTV type shows.
Right.
Are they realistic?
Most of them are, because I've watched some of them, and most of them are, but then there are some that aren't. So, but the reality of those is sometimes, well, they give you the shorter version
Okay.
of what they're actually dealing with or going through on a project or with the project, meaning with a home.
Okay.
So investors, they refer a home as a project.
Okay.
They buy it, they fix it up, and they turn around, they flip it, and sometimes they hold on to it. But what they don't show you is all the down and the dirty stuff.
That's what I want to see.
For instance, sometimes they don't show you that there's mold behind walls, right?
Yeah.
Until they start tearing down stuff. They don't tell you that. Sometimes they don't show you that there's like a supportive beam that's in the way when you want to expand and open up and have more of a open concept between the kitchen and a dining room.
Okay.
They don't tell you sometimes buying those old homes, it may come with an infestation of pests and rodents. So, but they love what they're doing, and they look at the bigger picture. The vision is they're going to make a nice profit, a nice return, in addition to making a buyer happy, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, I would think that would be the most important thing, that you have a person out there who's enjoying the home. Well, what say you, Ron? What do you think about the
and it's true, because I watched some of those DIY programs, and a couple of them that stands out. I know Holmes is one who deeply into his work and whatnot, and he's passionate about it. And there's another one called Bone and Bones. It's a mother and daughter. Now, I give them a lot of credit because they go deep. They get some of the worst homes that even scares
Yeah,
me.
I saw that, yeah.
I mean, even as I guess my daughter indicated that they find stuff unimaginable behind those walls in some places.
Yeah, yeah.
It's scary, but it's a reality. And as she indicated, which is true, one has to be aware of what's behind the walls.
That's right.
But in the same token, too many are afraid because what it looks like when they're outside. But the investment is worth every bit of it, as she indicated. It's the investment, because the bottom line is, the reality of facts is that even from the Bible, as far as your eyes can see, God said to Abraham, so real estate is your number one asset. You may not have a penny to pop, a pot to piss in, but the fact is, if you own real estate, even 1 square inch, if somebody's on that 1 square inch, they have to either lease it, pay you, or buy it.
Absolutely.
But the fact is, you own it.
Right.
Real estate is your number one asset.
Yeah. And that's a beautiful thing to know, because, again, we're in a situation where people really have to, as we say in the scripture, they have to renew their mind. They have
Absolutely.
to look at things in a different way.
Right.
And I just want to sort of pivot here, and I want to introduce 2 books in our Mind, Body, and Books segment. And the first book that I want to introduce, and really, again, these are from our from a personal library, and this is called "You'll See It When You Believe It: The Way to Your Personal Transformation," and this is from Wayne Dyer. And again, I consider him one of my mentors, although I never met the man. I looked at all his videos and read all his books, because he really speaks to me. And I just want to share this from the book. Last time we did the program, we talked about dreaming of abundance and living in overflow. Okay, and so I just want to go back to that whole concept of abundance from this book. And this is Dr. Wayne Dyer, and he says here, abundance is not something that we manufacture, but something that we accept and tune into. If your mind believes in scarcity, expecting only a small portion of life's abundance, then that is what your life experience will be. We receive which we are willing to let in, and what we block is not from unavailability, but from scarcity beliefs. When we conceptualize abundance and prosperity as something we are deserving of, we notice a significant shifting occurs. First, the thoughts about what we deserve change, then slowly our behavior changes. Eventually, we know and believe that whatever it is that we want is already here, and our belief will cause it to manifest. Again and again, I say we expand what we focus upon. And so if you focus on abundance, you will receive more abundance. If you focus on scarcity, you will see more scarcity. But one of the things that we want you to do is we want you to be real. And this book here, the next book that I want to share with our audience is a book. Now, this book has a very strange title, and the book is entitled NAPPY. And it's NAPPY, Growing Up Black and Female in America. And this is from Alana L. Gibson. And again, this is a book that I had in my library. And one of the things about this book is really, it just really is an ordinary girl telling her story. And again, and I like, because she's really down to earth. And she says here, this is from a passage from the book, she says here, I really have to be careful about what I say to people, especially men. They can't take honesty all the time. I can be too honest sometimes. I never say things to intentionally hurt people. And to this day, I cannot understand why James took offense to my telling him that I was bored with him sexually. If I cared about a man and he was bored with me sexually, I would work to improve our physical relationship. I don't even think I was bored. I was just not as attracted to him as he was to me. I liked James and grew to care for him a lot, but I'm not really as serious as he was. He was family-oriented, and he really wanted to settle down and get married. At that particular time in my life, I was not thinking about marriage. I should have made him aware of this from the start. I guess he felt I was leading him on. Naturally, I didn't see it that way at all. And it's so funny that, again, in 2025, we still have conflicts with men and women. I say one thing and you say something else, and we're having 2 different conversations. And so this is from 1995, and we're going to try to do an update with that, with our guests. But I want to go into another segment of our program because, we want people to understand that our music, our black music, our R&B music is really a great part of our wealth because it has influenced not just us here in America, but all throughout the world. And I'd like to go back into the 60s and 70s and 80s. And I want to go to the 70s this evening. And the first song that I want to read as a poem is from 1977. And this is entitled, This Must Be Heaven. And this is from a group called Brainstorm. And it says here, when the world seems bright and you're all alone and you don't know quite what to do, just let your mind drift away into a paradise and say, this is heaven, I know. I feel it so in my heart. Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby. I don't want to lose you, baby, no, no, no. This must be heaven. If I lose you, I lose my whole world. This must be heaven. Don't you leave me, no, baby, no. This must be heaven. Don't you leave me, baby. You and I, we share a love that will never die. And it feels so good to be a part of you, yeah, baby. I feel our love more each day. And every night I say, is heaven, I know. I can feel it so in my heart. My, my, my. I'm living on a cloud, waiting for you to come around and to show me what to do. Search no more, I have you. Girl, you mean so much to me. Yeah, baby, this must be heaven. More than eyes can see. You know, girl, you know this must be heaven. Don't you leave me alone. This must be heaven. No, no, baby. And again, a song, you know, it's a ballad and it's a love song because I think again we all want love. Now this the next song that I want to read as a poem is from one of my favorite groups. It's called the Staple Singers, and they had Pop there, and they had the three girls, and you know, and Mavis is still. I told Ron, still in concert, still out there, but this is a song called "I'll Take You There," and this is from the Staple Singers, and this is from 1972. And so again, it begins here. I know a place. Ain't nobody crying, ain't nobody worried, ain't no smiling faces lying to the races. Help me, come on, somebody help me now.
I'll take you there.
Help me, y'all.
I'll take you there.
Help me now.
I'll take you there.
Oh,
I'll take you there.
oh, mercy.
I'll take you there.
Oh, let me take you there.
Take you there.
I'll take you there.
And it goes on and like that. You know, I'm going to cut it short only because of time. But again, a place. Where's your place? Where's your favorite place? And this last song that I want to share with you, again, is from a movie. One of my favorite movies. I remember when this movie first came out, Ron. I was so excited about seeing the movie. I saw it 3 times in one weekend. Friday, I went by myself. Went to Times Square, New York City. So myself. Saturday, I went with my boys, and then Sunday, I took my girlfriend. Saw this movie 3 times. And the movie was Shaft, starring Isaac Hayes. Starring Richard Roundtree as John Shaft, and also Isaac Hayes. And the reason the movie excited me so much because this was a black hero on the big screen, man, you know. And it was Richard Roundtree. He was a former Ebony Fashion Fair model, and this was his first big role. And Isaac Hayes did the music, and I think it's the first time I brought up a movie soundtrack. And Gordon Parks, one of the greatest photographers, writers that I've ever known, and did that. And Gordon Parks was just so great because he not only directed a movie called The Learning Tree, he also wrote the score for that movie. Then he actually wrote the score for other Shaft movies. But again, and this song is from the movie, and it's called Soulsville, and this is from Isaac Hayes. And it says here, black man, born free, at least that's the way it's supposed to be. The chains that bind him are hard to see unless you take this walk with me. The place where he lives, God, he gives them names. The hood, the projects, the ghetto. They are all the same, and I call it Soulsville. Any kind of job is hard to find. That means an increase in the welfare line. The crime rate is rising too, but if you are hungry, what would you do? The rent is 2 months due in a building that's falling apart. Little boy needs a new pair of shoes, and it's only a part of Soulsville. Some of the brothers got plenty of cash. Tricks on the corner is going to see to that. Some like to smoke, and some like to blow, and some are even strung out on a $50 Jones. Trying to ditch reality by getting so high, only to find out that you can never reach the sky because your roots are in Soulsville. Yes, they are. Every Sunday, I can hear the church sisters sing, hallelujah, hallelujah, trust in the Lord to make a way. I hope that he hears their prayers because deep in their souls they believe. Someday he'll put an end to all this misery that we have in Soulsville. And again, that's from the movie Shaft. But again, we shared it with you because we want you to understand that our music is not only our wealth, but it's also our legacy. And again, Ron, when I share this music, it sort of saddens me in one sense because this moved from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and some 90s and whatnot. But I don't know, man. It seems when we pass on, it may not be remembered. Hopefully, it will, but we don't know. Okay, but we have to be here in the moment. Now, this is the part of the program, and we're going to really have our young lady help us. Okay, because we want to learn. Okay, we want to learn what's going on with your generation, and what's happening with you right now. I guess the first thing I just want to throw out to, what's the state of the black female in America at this time? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it ugly? What's going on?
It's good.
It's good?
It's good. Black women have, we've come a long way. We found our identity. We rose up. And just stronger in who they are and their spot, their level of confidence, self-esteem I see in a lot of black women have grown. And a lot of us have come to band together. Not against, the black males.
Yeah. Because one of the things that I read that they were saying that the most educated minority in America is black women. They're saying black women are going to college more than black men.
Yes.
And I have the distinction of having one son and 5 stepdaughters.
Right.
And so I know what's happening with women. But I guess my question to you, what does the dating scene look like?
Ooh. That can be a little tricky.
That can be a little tricky.
Yeah, and complex in a sense. I mean, people are still getting together. People are still falling in love. People are still getting married. It might not be at a higher rate today as it was, let's just say, in your generation, back in the 60s
Don't
and
be
70s.
too sure that.
The 60s and 70s and maybe the 40s. But I, for myself, would like to see that. Even though I wasn't born back in those days, the 40s and 50s, I'm a 70s child. But I would like to see the marriages that were formed and created back then to form it today, right? Just to bring back the family dynamics of what, of how it should be, shall I say. Husband, wife, children, a healthy family.
Yeah, but again, I find for myself that there are many black women who are single parents.
They are.
As a matter of fact, I was actually raised in a single parent household. I was raised in a household with my mother and my grandmother. My mother never married, she had 3 children. But the point is that my concern is that black women are striving and they're so far ahead of the young black men, and my concern is that are the young black men going to catch up?
They can if they want to, but yes, black women, they have strived and they're stronger and they're rising. But I believe they need to soften up a little bit, speaking from as a woman.
Okay.
They need to soften up a little bit,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And allow the men to catch up or help them catch up, but not fully help them, shall I say. You know what I mean? Because if it wasn't for the black male or the man, period, we would not exist.
Yeah.
So without them, what do we have and what do we do? We still need our men for numerous reasons, right?
Yeah.
We don't have the strength that you have,
Yeah.
right? We can't do all the things that you can do, even though you have a lot of women that try to do it or formulate in their minds, well, I can do what you can do. No, you really can't, because that's not how God designed women to be. He designed men the way he designed them for a reason, and female as such. So we should be following the lead of the men, you know, being submissive, but not on that level where you're bowing down and, oh, I'm your slave. No, that's not
we
what
don't
the
want that,
Bible
right,
talks
right,
about when it talks about being submissive. So, you know, as a black woman, and not to offend anybody, they need to come back and reposition themselves in the place that God has created them to be in.
Okay.
Right? So it's okay to be strong and lead, but we wasn't created to be the original leaders. Man was. So.
Yeah, but, you know, again, I think that, you know, black women, they're entitled to their standards.
Of course.
They're entitled to have the man that they deserve.
Of course, absolutely.
You know. And I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of young men. My son maybe being the exception, are just not as motivated as I think that they should be. And I don't know. I mean, why are you so self-motivated? Because you know you're doing a lot.
I am. I mean,
where's that come from?
I enjoy helping people,
Is that what it is?
period. I mean, that's my heart. I mean, I've always asked God to use me in any capacity that he needs to use me to help another individual, right? I don't look at someone, oh, you're not making this type of money, or you're on this status, or whatever the case may be. You know, try to be in a non-judgmental place, you know what I mean? So that way I can see where that individual is coming from, like from their perspective, to help them, encourage them to rise up, you know? Because a lot of people are living in they're unrealistic with their expectation and goals.
Okay, yeah.
Especially black women. Not all, and men too. But, you know, me, I just enjoy helping people. That's my heart.
God bless you. God bless you.
So.
You know, I want to go back on something that our sister indicated, even as of now, and we talk about it all the time. You know, so these are just my notes. Dream. You must dream. Everybody has a dream. I mean, a lot of y'all have those nightmares, but we ain't talking about the nightmares. We're talking about those dreams that inspire you to get up, to do something, feel something, and you question yourself, Lord, is this me you're speaking to? What is it that you're telling me or showing me? And then you got to have a vision, because he will show you the vision. You may not understand it, but he will show you the vision. But you must also, with it, is have the desire to be determined to find your passion, no matter how you look at it. Because again, we talk about it all the time. You know, many might say, "Well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't have a passion." Yes, you do, but you have to open up your mind by the renewing of your mind. Change the way you think. Stop saying, "Well, I don't have." It's like an engine trying to start. The fact is, says, "Yes, I know who I am. I do have a passion. I will find it." But to find it, you must go on a journey. You must get up, wake up, move forward, and along the way, you will find that something, that one thing that will spark that one thing inside of you, and God will put up that sign and say, "Yes, this is it." Just like our guest said, she found her passion. But it's not that she found it as a whole. She's still working with many other parts of her passion. So there's a lot of different things in one package. See, the package might say passion, but when you open it up, you might find a popcorn, a piece of candy, a penny, something, all kind of joy. Next thing you know, you want to share the world. Hey, that's what I found.
That's true.
So that's what's important.
Yeah, and the thing that I like about you is that obviously you're not just living for yourself. you're living for other people, you're living into the future. And like I said, you know, you have so many things going on.
Right.
I'm really going to follow you. I want to see where you end up. I mean, I'm intrigued, you know, because you are on a journey. And I know for many of us, especially when we're younger, you know, we go into many different directions.
Yes.
But I think as you go into many different directions, you're going to find that one thing.
Right.
That one thing that's going to propel you. Because I know for myself, when I was 9 years old, I told my mom I wanted to be a writer. I didn't know a writer was a teacher.
Right.
I didn't know that. But as I went through my career as a college administrator and et cetera and so forth, and even now, you know, I realize that I'm still a teacher. Because again, we come on this platform and we share. We share what we know. We call it the art of conversation. But the heart of the art of conversation is education. Is what you bring to us. And so again, you saying that you're a lifelong learner is no surprise to me. And I just want you to keep on doing that. And also, but you know what? In terms of the male-female relationships and whatnot, this is my prayer for you. That you find, maybe you have, but you have a man who matches you.
Absolutely.
Okay, you don't have to take shorts. Okay, you don't. I told my my twin, my granddaughter. You know, she it's her and her brother. And I told her, I said, you're going to be an extraordinary woman. I'm not saying you're better than anybody else, but you're going to be extraordinary because that's the way that we raised you.
Absolutely.
You know, with the exercise, with the nutrition, all those kind of things. And I said, you know what? When you get to that high level that you're going to be, find a man that can match that. I don't want you to take on a man that's a project.
Right.
Because I see a lot of women, not a lot of women, but some women do that. They
Right.
get a man
That's true.
and he becomes a project.
Right.
And they get him to the way he's supposed to be.
Right.
And the doggone man, he go for
Right.
another woman, you know.
Right.
It's almost like you
Right.
you got him to this
Right.
point. And see, now he think he's cute. Now he think he's handsome, okay? But it's your cute and handsome
Right.
that you put into him,
Right.
and he goes on something else. But I told my granddaughter, you know, don't make a man your project. Try to find a man that matches you,
Absolutely.
that matches your energy, that matches your intellect, that matches your passion.
Right.
Because in the final analysis, I mean, and I told her, and I told my grandson as well about
Right.
real estate. I told her, I said, I don't see why, because of my experience, because your father's experience, that when you become 20, 21, you buy your first house.
Absolutely.
I don't think that it's far-fetched.
It actually can be done now. Why is at a young age? It could be placed. He could be placed on a deed.
Okay.
House could be put in a trust.
Yeah.
It's ways of doing it. Just because they're minors, they can still be a owner,
Yeah.
right? And then once they become of legal age, everything can be turned over into their personal names or even create an LLC, right? If he wants to become an investor and buy, let's just say, more homes, whether it's a multifamily home
Yeah.
or even leading up to a apartment building.
Yeah,
You just never know, you know. So it can be done now.
No, but I love that because I know when I was growing up, you know, we lived in an apartment, but my father, he had an apartment building.
Right.
Also, he had a limousine service. And so again, in terms of just being an entrepreneur, my father was my greatest role model in that. And again, like you said, the younger you start, the better.
Absolutely.
But again, renewing
It's
your
the
mind,
mindset,
not to be
absolutely.
conformed to what you see in the world today.
Right.
My brother.
You know, I like to read this because this is important because, again, a combination. And this is the one I have read before, but I want to come back because, again, it ties in on a regular basis. And that is my help meet. You know, we talk about relationships, and as it was just indicated, even with our guests, you know, and as the brother indicated about finding somebody to work with you. We ain't talking about a soulmate, you see, because one does not understand what a soulmate is. Because technically, to me, that soulmate is the one, the higher power who created you, who provided you with the help meet. And even with my daughter, my kids, I always said, you don't have to find somebody like your father, but find somebody like your father who works hard, who's willing to do what needs to be done. You see, and that's the difference. So even to all the brothers out there, all the men, to all the sisters, whatnot, it's not about you trying to take somebody else's job or position. It's about you learning and knowing and understanding your position.
Right.
but together it's a help me. So let me read this right quick. There is a need for a binding support system that enables one-to-many collaborations without being dominated by a few individuals. The power of many outweighs the weakness of depending on a single resilient mind, body, soul, or emotional state to feel the presence of one. When that presence is absent, sadness follows, like spilled milk. I need help. Not a soulmate, just someone who constantly complains with endless whining and draining energy like a faucet without realizing the supply is gone. Help provides strength in someone who isn't burdened with exhausting all their energy for self-gain so they can live a life filled with joy. A helpmeet is a valuable asset to those in need. It is someone who recognizes when the burden becomes tough and the yoke seems to weigh down like a boulder rolling at full speed with a force of tons of solid mass, with no relief inside. Helpmeet exceed expectation by providing comfort, easing joint strain during tough times, and working to solve problems rather than create new ones. He or she offers solace to the soul after traveling through mountains, valleys, and overcoming many challenges, no matter how big or small. When everything is finally said and done, and after each moment of regaining consciousness, someone is there to soothe the stress of the labor they endure, working together as one in unity, as the eyes curl into starry light, gleaming with passion. Even with the wraparound comforting embrace, the smile reveals the mystery of the self in a suspenseful novel. Helpmeet embodies the timeless beauty of love, romance, anger, pain, and tears, full of intense emotion as the sun and moon illuminates each moment, caressing without leading to regret. Every moment is filled with a gentle touch, accompanied by unexpected thoughts that reveals why the moon becomes essential to understanding what a helpmeet truly is when connected as one soulmate. That man shall not be alone. From him came her. I need a helpmeet, soft, gentle, masculine, filled with wisdom and knowledge. A book of continuous learning. Lord, Lord, I need a helpmate to soothe and relax my miles of uncertainties, gaining popularities from external sources, moaning that life isn't better alone. And so all that's important as, you know, our guests and the conversation back and forth, whether in real estate or working together, being married or whatever the case may be, it's a helpmeet. Somebody who's going to work with you and yet there to comfort each other. You know, there's no such thing, and life has not created male or female to break apart and crumble to nothing. And anybody will, I'll challenge anybody, if you could prove me wrong, that you can find in any book that will show that as a whole. Right. No, the foundation is built with the beauty of life on it. That's where nature comes in. Without nature, you don't have anything. Without the foundation, you can forget it. The foundation is supposed to be that man. The beauty of nature is supposed to be that woman. Together, they cultivate each other.
That's right. And the thing is, you know, we talk about being black and female in America, and they talk about dating, but the thing is that we have to understand that when you meet that person is important. If you're someone who is progressive, hopefully you'll meet that person in college, not in the cozy corner bar. Because I've seen that, you know, where women who are in college, I mean, you know, again, they want to have a man, but let's have a man that is worthy of you.
Absolutely.
Okay, because a lot of times I think because, you know, people get lonely.
They do.
They get lonely and they want the comfort of another person. But again, you got to have standards.
Absolutely.
You know, and I know your father, because I know the man that he is, I know that he's instilled values and standards in you as a young woman. But I guess my question to you is probably the last one I'll be able to ask is, what do you see? What do you see yourself maybe 5 years from now?
Married in North Carolina, a house a little further away from everybody else, sit on my porch
Oh, I love that.
in a rocking chair, enjoying God's air and creation, and being at peace, having passion, being in peace, fulfilling purpose.
Yes. And again, it's people sometimes make light of the old values.
Right.
But sometimes those old values are good.
They are.
Because they're rooted in our early Christian spirituality.
Absolutely.
These are things that really never grow old.
No.
Honesty,
Right.
Being authentic,
Right.
being natural,
Absolutely.
being yourself.
Right.
These things never grow old. And people, we live in a modern time, but I see a lot of things, although it's a modern time, I see things that I thought we had gotten past. Like the racism in this country right now is off the charts.
Right.
I thought we had dealt with that, but obviously because of the situation in the world, it's breeding this type of racism and also making people emboldened to speak like that.
Right.
But the thing is, and we started with the scripture, and we're saying, don't let the world put you in that mold. You got to renew your mind, but in the perfect will of God.
Absolutely.
Okay, and so therefore, what I'm saying to you and what I'm saying and to our viewers is that let's go higher.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's go to the higher level because it's still there.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, we know what's on the bottom,
Right.
but let's keep on striving for that higher, because again, the higher you strive for, you may
Right.
not reach the top, but you'll be kind of close to it, and that'd be better than what we have right now.
Absolutely.
Let me say this. This is my daughter, and she can hold her own. I have no problem with that. But as long as I have breath in my life, okay, I don't believe in destruction.
Yes.
If you want to rebuild, that's what's important. When you want to renovate, that's what's important. It's about, as I read, about a help me. We ain't talking about explosion and destruction, whatnot, tearing down. Because I tell you one thing, and my kids automatically know. Because when that happens, it's my job. Okay, so I want to be clear. It's my job. And she can hold her own now.
Yeah,
So I don't have to worry about stepping in until you get carried away and get out of hand. Now, that's another story. And I stand on this, and they'll tell you, I'm going to forget my language. But anyway.
Go ahead. It's your show.
So, hey, but nevertheless, and this is for every woman, every sister out there. And as was indicated, you look for the quality of what a helpmeet constitute. You look for somebody to work with, not against.
Right.
You look for somebody to help build you up as you build them up. Because in Scripture, in Ephesians, I think it's 4, Ephesians 6, if I'm not mistaken, when it talks about, honor your husband, obey your wife. But collectively, they recognize each other, because without one, the other one is no good.
Right.
God did not create us separate. He created us as one to become a couple. And as he indicated, what he has joined together, let no man put us under. He had joined you together as one.
Right.
So again, you complement each other, and you recognize what each one is doing, and you are there to help provide. You're not there to point the finger and talk about that's your job. There's no such thing as your job. It's your job to help that person, to help each other to climb higher, as which is indicated.
Absolutely.
Let's go higher, not
Higher.
lower.
Yeah.
Now, unless you want to go lower, that's on you. Let's go by yourself.
No, but when I say go higher, obviously, you set the standard for your family, okay? And I set the standard for my family. I said, there's no way in the world that you're going to go to where I started. I started very humble origins, which means poor. My kids have been in houses, they've been in apartments. They've constantly strived. They'll never go back to where I started, because that would be retarded.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, we set a standard.
Right.
We expect you to build on that standard.
Absolutely.
We expect you to take it higher. And when you have your family, you keep on building on that. We don't want to go back. And that's why, again, I said before, and you confirmed it. it's never too early to invest in real estate.
Absolutely
It's never too early.
not.
Never too early.
You know, and real estate is you. It starts with you. You are that prized possession that God has created. You are the real estate. And so really the external is the land that he has shown you. Wherever that plot is, wherever you build your house at, whatever country you decide to live in. Okay, real estate starts within you.
Right.
Who are you? Are you cultivating your garden, your landscape? Are you building yourself up from the inside out?
Right.
And so this way, once you do that and you understand who you are, you can stand on that land that God has given you of milk and honey, no matter how you look at it.
Absolutely.
You see, and that's what's important. So again, you keep striving,
Right.
have the desire, and know that you will not do it alone. Because if you're not even involved with somebody, God is there to guide you, direct you, lift you up, and give you everything you need. He made a promise, and you show me any person on the face of the earth that made a promise that they didn't break.
Right.
They break it all the time, you know. But God said, "I promise never to leave nor forsake."
Yeah.
That's a promise that's inscribed inside of your heart. If you delve inside and dig inside, you'll see where it's written on the walls of your heart.
And again, you know, I just want to add to that is that I truly believe, and I've read this someplace, and I really sort of made that part of my thinking and my journey. And I always say that, you know, if you have a dream, okay, if you have a dream and coming out of your passion, if you have a dream and you can do that by yourself, then your dream is not big enough, okay? You know, it's too small. You got to dream bigger. And when you dream bigger, you have to cultivate like-minded people. When we started this program, I was talking to my friend Ron here, and I said, you know, like, I'm thinking about this program. And I said, well, I got an idea for the program, and I also got a theme song. And I said, I want you to help me, and I want to call it Poetically Speaking. And then the Norm, who's the owner of the studio here, he said, yeah, the place for the spoken word. I said, yeah, that sounds good. And then he says, well, you know, Terry, I have 2 openings at the station. What do you want? I have a Thursday and a Sunday. And I sheepishly said, can I have both? And he said, yeah, why not? And I called Ron. I said, Ron, can we do this? He said, yes, we can. And so I say that just to let you know that your father's a good man. He's a good man. You know, he's a loyal man. You know, he's an encouraging man. And I give him the almost impossible task every time we come on here to end the program. And he usually has like a few minutes to do that, but he's never failed me yet.
No.
I want to read something that's extremely important for
Please.
everyone. Please, at the sound of my voice, understand what I'm about to express. And before I do that, also we truly give thanks to our guests, this sister,
Thank
this
you
young
for
sister,
having
this
me.
woman, my daughter, absolutely.
My first podcast.
All right.
I feel like a star.
You
So
are.
let me read this. Look up from distraction. Lift your gaze from your distractions and focus on your surroundings, because the world has faded and your mind has drifted away from reality, all due to your lack of awareness. Distraction benefits from the ignorance of those with closed minds who hide themselves in a place unknown to others. Until the door closes, something changes and chaos follows. Now the cry for help goes unheard, and no one is there to rescue you from the pain of suffering you endured. All because of a disabled sense to stay focused, a distraction. Distraction connects to the deep inner cells within the cardia that never seems to malfunction. Loud vision, then sounds. However, identifying false listening that causes a person to enter a state of mental madness through ongoing ignorance is crucial. The true cause is the loss, which is hard to recognize. To uncover hidden bacteria from someone who is educated but comes from the poor background with a degree from a school lacking instinct has caused the grading system to shift from the very hands that told you not to worry. Unfortunately, the hands you trusted to protect you from the harm are the same ones that cause you danger. due to distraction by a family member from the outside world. Distraction is the path through darkness to gain nothing but raw, contaminant materials from an unnatural sci-fi video. The root cause of distraction is the simple fact that one fails to follow a basic truth. There is no solution except returning to a more natural state which guarantees to resolve all problems caused by interruption if one remains aware of their surroundings at all times. Put down the phone, take off the headphones, and listen to the sounds of nature, whispering sweet musical notes of peace, love, and harmony to the soul. As time carries peace everywhere, it moves towards freedom, navigating a straight and narrow path to the other side where life began. With that, take heed to those words.
And until we see you the next time, this has been Poetically Speaking with Terry and Ron and you.